This girl just came to do her grocery shopping and ended up right in the middle of an armed robbery. But the robber had one very unusual demand. She ordered all the men to leave the supermarket, keeping only the women. To make sure no one tried to disguise himself as a woman to escape, she smashed a watermelon on the spot, a clear warning that any attempt to flee would not end well. What she didn't notice, though, was that one man had hidden himself behind the produce aisle. Once all 30 women were gathered together, he stepped out from his hiding spot. It turned out he was the supermarket manager and the robber's own husband. Her reason for robbing the store was simple. She wanted to expose her husband's mistress, but the manager flatly denied any affair. He flipped the script, claiming his wife had mental health issues. He even pointed out that she had put her shoes on the wrong feet. That was enough to win the sympathy of every woman in the room. Suddenly, in everyone's eyes, the robber became the crazy one. Furious, she raised her weapon, ready to fire. That's when one woman stepped forward. She was a former police officer, and even with a gun pointed at the room, she calmly explained what the robber truly wanted. Right now, finding the mistress was the only thing that mattered. The robber absolutely wanted to find her, but her husband refused to admit anything. With over 30 women in the room, she had no idea how to figure out who it was. She pointed her gun at a woman in a miniskirt, assuming that women who dressed that way were more likely to seduce men. The woman fired back, insisting she was innocent. Anna told the robber she couldn't just accuse people at random. The robber took offense, thinking Anna was mocking her, but Anna offered to help her think it through. The robber explained that she had seen her husband and the mistress enter through the staff entrance, but a truck had blocked her view, so she never got a look at the mistress's face. Anna immediately pointed out that only employees were allowed to use that entrance. That narrowed it down to 4 female employees. The robber began questioning them. The first said she had just gotten married. The second said she had no interest in getting married at all. The third said she had a fiancé. The fourth simply said, "It wasn't me." None of them confessed. The robber was back to square one. Then the manager suddenly stepped forward and urged his wife to think about their child, but bringing up their child only made things worse, because just a few days earlier, he had secretly slipped away to meet his mistress, leaving their young son alone on a carousel. He came back with her, leaving the boy unattended. While looking for his father, the child got his leg crushed by the ride. Their son was still in the hospital. When the women heard this, the room erupted in rage. One woman even grabbed a bunch of scallions and started hitting the manager with it. Things spiraled out of control, and the robber fired a shot into the air that finally brought the room to order. In that critical moment, it was Anna who stepped in again, because she had already figured out who the mistress really was. It was employee number 3, but she kept denying it, and the manager jumped to her defense. Anna laid out her proof. Earlier, when the robber had pointed her gun around the room, there was only one moment when the manager suddenly lunged forward, and that was the exact moment the gun was aimed at employee number 3.